Hey everyone, my name is Helga and I'm happy to see you here in this new video. And today we're gonna try mainly affordable makeup products, and our top 4 makeup brands for today are L'Oreal, Maybelline, Hean and Catrice. So take a seat and here we go. We are gonna start from a foundation, Hean CC Cream shade 2. I'm gonna apply it using a brush, but if it's required, I will use a sponge, a makeup sponge. So taking a little bit of a product, a brush, and let's take a look. Perfect match from a shade point of view, easy to apply. Oh, by the way, it looks quite beautiful on the skin. Pigmentation, I would say it's quite average. It doesn't emphasize skin texture, looks beautiful, and it doesn't emphasize dry patches if you have any. Well, nice product. That's the way it looks like. Finish is more on natural side. If you need to build it, you can do it. I've personally layered it right here because I do have some red spots, and actually I love it because it's quite nice, and moreover it contains SPF in case you need it. Moving forward, and we are gonna try a new concealer from L'Oreal. I took it in shade 1.5N, but actually it's a little bit light for me, but that's okay. I'm gonna apply it using a brush for sure. I never apply anything directly on my face because hygiene, first of all, and the second thing, when you start applying everything directly on your face, in most of the cases you apply too much. Let's take a look. Pigmentation, I would say, is quite average. It definitely contains alcohol, I'm pretty sure. Easy to blend it. And based on the texture, you probably, not really probably, you can layer it in case you need it. But be aware that it might be slightly drying in some cases. Let's layer a little bit. Easy to blend. And it's so easy to blend it into foundation. I don't have any questions. Looks beautiful. Moving to Catrice, and actually we are gonna try several products from Summer Obsessed collection, and I really love them. Actually, I've already tried them while I was filming some shorts, so you're gonna see some quick reviews. But anyway, let's start from bronzing stick. I took it in shade 1, and actually I already removed an applicator. I do it all the time because in most of the cases lots of product is stuck in these applicators and it looks horrible in my opinion, plus hygiene. So let's start applying it. Talking about this particular shade, it would work perfectly in case of fair skin or fair to medium, and it would work perfectly in case of warm, neutral and cold undertones because the shade itself is quite neutral. I'm gonna grab a brush, spreading everything, and let's start applying it. Look at it. Looks quite beautiful. Pigmentation, I would say between low and average. It's easy to blend this particular product. You can layer it if needed, and it looks quite beautiful. It's not a super long lasting. In most of the cases, when you use any liquid products, you have to apply a powder all over it. Otherwise, your product may slightly fade during the day, and in case of oily prone skin, it would definitely disappear. Talking about this particular product, if your skin is more on dry side or it's normal, you can leave it as it is. Now it's time to try a powder from Maybelline, and it's called Loose Finishing Powder. Actually, you can't buy it in Europe, you have to make an order from the USA, and for instance, I've ordered it from iHerb. Gonna start applying it, grabbing a little bit of a product, and let's compare. Well, the shade is definitely not mine because it's too pale for me, but I like the powder itself. It's not visible on skin, it blurs the pores completely, and it's quite nice. In my personal opinion, it's not the best choice in case of dry prone skin. If your skin is oily, it's definitely yes, and in case of normal skin, it also would work. But in case of dry skin, it's gonna be extremely dry. But anyway, it looks beautiful, it's not visible. Love it. Now it's time for a palette. We do have here a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter. Yes, it's a blush. It's written here, but I know that it doesn't look like a blush, and actually I'm gonna show it to you. Starting from a bronzer, grabbing a little bit of a product, well, not really a little bit. Talking about pigmentation, I would say average, low, normal. Normal. You can layer this product, but actually it looks quite, the pigmentation looks quite low, especially, well, not especially, it depends on the brush you're gonna use. Take a look. It's slightly orange because it's a bronzer. A bronzer must be warm. It's easy to blend it. It's glowing, so it's not a matte version. It looks quite beautiful, especially over this bronzer. But if you apply it itself, you definitely have to layer it. The product is not dusty, and as I said, it's quite glowing, but it contains as well quite big glitters. It's visible on skin, but they don't fall off during the day. And now it's time for a blush. Yeah, I'm gonna apply it using a brush and just take a look at it. Moment. I'm so sorry, but can you please tell me where is pigmentation? At least something. It's glowing, yes. It looks beautiful, yes. It doesn't emphasize skin texture, yes. But it's a highlighter. It's not a blush. I'm so sorry, but it doesn't look like a blush. So I'm skipping it for now, and actually I'm gonna apply another one. But for now, we are gonna try a highlighter. Grabbing a little bit. Highlighter is extremely beautiful. Just take a look. Yes. But be aware, it may emphasize skin texture, especially if you have some pimples. But it looks quite beautiful. It's definitely bright. You can layer it if you want, but I'm not quite sure that you would want. If you prefer less, apply less and take a finger and take off some extra. So it would look, in this case, a little bit more natural. I've used this particular brush from Physician Formula, and we are moving to the brows. And actually we do have two products to try. They are both from L'Oreal. I've grabbed a pencil in shade Blonde and brow gel. And as well, before moving to the brows, let's apply this beautiful lip oil from Catrice, shade 2. It's called Cooling Lip Oil, and it smells like limoncello. Really nice. A bit of lemon on the lips. It's comfortable, it's not sticky at all, looks quite beautiful, and it's not super fat. So yes, I like it. We'll see how it goes. And now, time for the brows. Starting from the pencil. By the way, nice. It's quite nice. And the pencil itself. Yes. Pigmentation is average and a little bit higher. It's easy to apply it, easy to blend it. It's quite soft, so it's not super firm. The shade is quite good, especially for blonde. It's something between green, gray, and contains a little bit of yellow, but not too much, so it's not super warm. But if you need a precise pencil, it's probably not your choice because you wouldn't be able to draw additional hair. And moreover, it's a wax-based product. And let's try brow laminator. I like the brush, it looks quite beautiful and promising. And it separates nicely. Definitely yes. But if we compare it to the new product from Maybelline, at some point it's gonna be better. I mean, the product from Maybelline, and we are gonna try it next time. Looks quite good. And now it's time for eye makeup, and we are gonna try today a palette from Hean, shade 705, a beautiful single eyeshadow from NAM, shade 1, and a mascara from L'Oreal, it's the latest release, and this beauty from Maybelline, shade Galactic Cobalt, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go, and we are gonna start from the darkest shade, and I'm gonna have a halo effect, I would say. So I'm gonna apply the darker shade in the outer corner and in the inner corner, and I'm gonna use a middle shade in order to blend everything and to put it into the crease, and this gray shade I would use for blending everything. Later on, I'm gonna put this beautiful metallic shade in the center, and all over it I will apply this beauty from NAM. So let's start. Taking a smaller brush. The product is extremely dusty, unfortunately, yes, but take a look on this. Oh, pigmentation is quite high. Changing a brush and grabbing again the same shade and put it into inner corner and slightly blend the edge. Now it's time for another shade and a little bit bigger brush. Same thing, it's dusty. Okay, happens. Time to blend. Starting from the darkest part and moving the shadows and blending them together on one side, on the other side. Taking another brush which is bigger, and I'm gonna show it to you. It's bad. I mean, well, it happens. It's an affordable makeup. It happens, but okay. And time to blend everything together and out. Now it's time for a flat brush, grabbing a little bit of a metallic shade. easy to take it on a brush and applying it in the center. Quite nice. Not super beautiful, but it's quite nice. And slightly blend the edges. And actually I'm gonna use probably the same brush. Let's add some sparkling shade. Grabbing a little bit, well, not just a little bit, why not? And start applying it at the beginning in the center and a bit above the crease. Oh yes, it looks beautiful. Moving to the lower lid, grabbing a little bit of the darkest shade and applying it in the inner corner until the pupil. Changing the brush and grabbing a bit of white eyeshadow, put it in the inner corner and moves it a little bit below. And as a transition shade, I'm gonna use? This one. Grabbing a little bit and putting it in between. Plus blending everything together. And now it's time for gel pencil. And I'm gonna add it in the waterline. Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Slightly layer. Now it's time to apply some mascara. And I'm gonna start from this side. And here we're gonna have 2 coats and here 1. It separates nicely. I like it. Curls the lashes slightly and gives a bit of volume and length. Do I really need to add anything else? 2 coats, 1 coat. It looks beautiful, at least in my case, and I don't have any questions. It reminds me a green version of a mascara from L'Oreal. At least in my case, it works exactly the same and it's extremely beautiful. I like it. Now I need to layer it. And now it's time for lips, and we are gonna try 2 products. A lip liner from NYX, shade, let me tell you, Gold Crusher. It's a latest release from NYX. They kind of updated their liners, and if I'm not mistaken, they also slightly changed the colors. And a product from Maybelline, yes, it's the one with paper, with chili paper. So I'm gonna burn slightly. Okay, and talking about lip oil from Catrice. Actually, it's a nice one. I don't feel any dryness, and I applied it, I would say 25 minutes ago, and it still looks quite beautiful. So definitely yes for a lip oil. And actually, it's time to remove it right now. And by the way, if we talk about this lip liner, it's a gel-based formula, so it means that it's a long-lasting product. The texture is nice. It's soft and creamy, and I would say pigmentation is quite high. Talking about this particular shade, it's slightly orange, so it's a warm one, and it's a mix of orange and a bit of pink and a bit of brown, but the main color is orange. Well, actually, we ended up not nicely. Okay, but at least I was able to fully color the lips. I like the shade, I like the formula, it looks quite beautiful, but this shade is definitely not for everyone because it's extremely warm, but the formula itself is quite nice. But be aware that the textures like this, they may emphasize some texture. Yeah, And now it's time for chili pepper. Oh, yeah. Well. I feel like my lips are burning. Yes, indeed. The product itself looks beautiful and it's not sticky at all. It's quite comfortable to wear it. And if we compare it with a general lip gloss from Maybelline, it's exactly the same. The difference is in chili pepper. And if you don't like the product like this, and if you don't like menthol, for instance, you wouldn't like this product as well. But anyway, it looks quite beautiful. By the way, I have shade 8 and we still have one product to try, and it's a new setting mist from L'Oreal. And let me do following. Let's spray it. First of all, let me show it to you. Well, oh, it smells horrible. Well, it works quite nicely at some point. I like the dispenser and it sprays amazing, but the smell, it reminds me a hairspray. So instead of using, oh gosh, instead of using it, you can just simply spray a hairspray and it would work more or less exactly the same. And plus, I feel like my face is getting tighter. I don't know why, but I feel like this. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna show you my eye makeup closely right now, and we are gonna discuss everything. And now it's time to discuss everything, and we are gonna start from Hean Cosmetics. And if you don't know, it's a makeup brand based in Poland. Average price is around 5-6 euros, so it's quite affordable makeup brand. And if you live in Germany, if I'm not mistaken, you can find it on Notina. And we are gonna start from a CC cream. A very beautiful foundation, looks extremely beautiful on skin. It's not visible, it doesn't emphasize skin texture. If you have any dry patches, it would work perfectly in all the cases. Easy to apply, easy to blend. You can build it slightly, so you can layer it. And if we talk about the coverage, it's around average, but might be a little bit more or a little bit less depending on the way how you're gonna apply this particular product. Definitely yes. And moreover, it has SPF 40, so but not so. But if you don't wear SPF, it's not enough. So anyway, you have to wear SPF before applying a foundation, because in most of the cases you use less foundation when it's required to have a normal SPF coverage. In overall, beautiful product. Definitely suggest using it. Looks quite beautiful. Would work in case of normal skin, dry prone, and combination. If your skin is oily prone or extremely oily, definitely not your choice. And in case of super dry skin, also may not work. Anyway, love it, like it. Moving to the eyeshadows palette. I wish I could tell you that it's one of the best palette I've ever tried, but not really. It's extremely dusty, and especially if we talk about matte eyeshadows. They are extremely good. They are high pigmented. It's easy to blend it. You can layer them. You can mix them. They work perfectly. But it's so dusty. If you ever tried a makeup palette from Colourpop, and this product is quite familiar to them, but I would say it's a little bit more dusty than a makeup palette from Colourpop. But anyway, it works. If we compare it to high-end makeup palettes, well, definitely it's not exactly the same. But anyway, it looks quite beautiful and it's easy to work with these particular eyeshadows. And especially knowing the price, well, it's definitely worth it. And if we compare it, for instance, with eyeshadows from Catrice, well, in some cases, this particular product is gonna be a little bit better. Come on, really? By the way, this particular palette has one metallic shade and actually it's quite good. You can apply it using a brush or using a finger. At least you have a choice. Talking about the quality of this shade, it's quite nice. I would say it's not that super creamy and at the same time it's not that super dry. So it's okay. You can layer it, but be aware that it may slightly emphasize skin texture. So take it into account. Talking about the shades themselves. Purple, I would say it's really cold purple. This guy is a mix of something brown, a little bit orange and gray. And this guy is definitely gray, plus with a bit of pink. And this shade is mainly white, but contains a little bit of gray. In overall, it's quite good, but I wish it wasn't that dusty. Moving to Catrice, and actually I like all the products we've tried today, but I do have only one question to this particular product. Where is my blush? Sorry, but where is my blush? The packaging is quite nice. It's actually made of paper, so be aware that it's not gonna be a long-lasting packaging. But anyway, the product itself is quite nice. Talking about the bronzer, it's quite nice to use it. It contains a little bit of glitter. It's quite glowing and pigmentation is quite low. So if you're new to makeup, it's a good choice for you. So in all the cases, everything would work perfectly. It's easy to apply it, easy to blend it, looks beautiful on skin. Would work in case of fair skin and I would say neutral and warm undertones. If we talk about cold undertone, might be slightly too warm for you. Definitely yes, and talking about the shade, it's a mix of brown, a little bit of orange, and a little bit, just a little bit of red. Blush. No, it's not a blush, it's a highlighter, definitely. If you're gonna apply it as a blush, I'm afraid you would be very, very, very disappointed. No pigment at all. It's a very, very low pigmentation and it looks like a highlighter on skin. It doesn't emphasize skin texture, it looks quite beautiful, glowing, but it is a highlighter. Quite cold tone highlighter, but a highlighter. No other options. Talking about a highlighter, it's a good one. It's easy to apply it and it may emphasize skin texture slightly, especially if you have some visible pores or if you have any pimples. Just look at it. But it's okay because it's quite bright and actually you can layer it if you want. Anyway, it looks quite nice. Talking about the shade, I would say it's quite gold champagne. No, not gold, cold champagne, because it's slightly cold and in case of super warm undertone and if you're tan, it would work quite strange and would appear as something white. Talking about the quality itself, the product is not dusty. Products are not dusty, so you can not worry about it. Like it, love it, but I wish they added us a normal blush. But it happens. Okay, moving to the lip oil. It's a nice one. It works perfectly, looks beautiful on the lips, doesn't emphasize any patches if you have any, and you don't feel dryness in 20-30 minutes, while actually it may happen with some lip oils. Here it doesn't happen. It looks beautiful, smells nicely, and it also has a flavor, and it also contains a bit of lemon. Nice product. I don't have any issues. I don't have any problems. So definitely yes. And the last product from this collection is a bronzer in shade 1. Yes. Definitely, yes. It works beautifully and it's easy to blend it. It's easy to apply it. It doesn't dissolve your makeup foundation. You can layer it if you want. Pigmentation level is around average, but if you want to add less, you can add less. Definitely, yes, definitely a beautiful product, but please, please remove these applicators. you're just wasting your product with them in overall. And moreover, hygiene. Please don't use them directly on your face. Definitely, yes. And talking about the shade, it's a good choice in case of fair skin tone and in case of all undertones. But if you're extremely pale, well, it may not work for you. But it depends. It depends how pale you are. Now it's time for Maybelline, and we are gonna start from the makeup powder. And it's definitely a good choice. It looks beautiful on skin, doesn't emphasize skin texture, it blurs the pores completely, and in overall, it's quite nice. But I have to remind you that you can't really buy it in Europe and you have to buy it in the USA. You can make an order from iHerb and it's available there, and it's gonna cost you around 8 or 10 euro. I'm not quite sure about the price. In overall, it looks beautiful, but be aware that it wouldn't work in case of super dry skin, because in your case, this particular product is gonna be extremely drying. It's a definitely yes in case of oily prone skin or extremely oily skin. But if your skin is dry prone, not your choice. Moving to the eyeliner. It's a gel-based eyeliner, so it's a long-lasting product. And actually, I've already tested all these products, and I did a wear test, so I'm gonna share with you how the products behave during the day. The shade itself is amazing. It's a bright blue. You can layer this product. Pigmentation here is quite high. The texture is soft and creamy, and it's easy to apply it, so definitely yes. And I would like to try more shades from this particular line. If I'm not mistaken, they added around 6 or 7 new shades. Beautiful. Really impressed. Lip gloss. Oh yeah, I'm impressed, and I still feel this plumping effect, and I still feel paper on my lips. Well, at some point, it's a nice product. It's a beautiful lip gloss, which is easy to apply. It's not sticky at all. It looks beautiful, and it doesn't emphasize anything. And it's quite long-lasting for a lip oil. If we compare, or not a lip oil, lip gloss, sorry. If we compare this product to a general line, it's more or less the same. The difference is only in paper inside. If you like burning effect, you would probably like it. If you don't, no, please no. You would feel this effect around 30-40 minutes. It's quite a lot, and it's not that beautiful in some cases, because I know that some people hate such effects and they probably wouldn't like this product. In my case, I would say yes. When you need some paper on the lips, it definitely would work. Beautiful, but not for everyone. Moving to L'Oreal. Or no. Oh, no. We are gonna finish with L'Oreal. NYX and a lip liner. Yes, it's definitely yes. Soft, creamy, easy to apply it. You can layer it. It feels nicely on the lips, but be aware that the products like this, they may emphasize skin texture slightly. It's a long-lasting product because it's a gel-based liner. So yes, definitely, I don't have any issues. I don't have any problems with this particular product. A bit of NAM Cosmetics, and the same thing as for Hean. It's a makeup brand from Poland, and again, it's a fully affordable makeup brand, and if I'm not mistaken, this product costs around 4 or 5 euro max. Plus, you always can buy it on sales. Yes, it's a nice sparkling eyeshadow, and actually it's more a topper. It doesn't have a visible base, and it's always gonna be applied as single glitters. Looks extremely beautiful, quite bright, and at some point someone said, at least I've heard of it, that it's a dupe to Bobbi Brown, but it's not really. The texture is different, and if we talk about brightness, a product from Bobbi Brown is definitely brighter. You can see it on camera, how bright it is. And the texture here is thinner than in the product from now. But anyway, it's still quite a beautiful product, and you actually can apply it using a brush or using a finger. You have a choice. Time for L'Oreal, and actually we could have tried today this particular product, but we will do it later on. And we are gonna start our discussion from the concealer. A beautiful product, I would say. Easy to apply it, easy to blend it, doesn't emphasize any skin issues, easy to blend it with a foundation, so I didn't have any issues with it. Talking about the coverage, I would say it's between average and high, and yeah, you can build this product and cover some pimples if it's needed for you. But, in case of dry prone skin or extremely dry skin, it may not work for you because it contains alcohol and it may slightly emphasize some dry patches, I would say. So not the best choice in this particular case. For others, it would work. Nice, quite nice. Next one. Let's talk about mascara. This particular mascara, which is called False Lash Mascara. Beautiful. I like it. I love it. And I've already, as I said, did a wear test. And it doesn't fall off during the day and it doesn't transfer, at least in my case. So for me, it's definitely yes. Looks beautiful on the eyelashes, curls them slightly and separates them nicely. So yes, and as well, it gives you a little bit of volume. For me, personally, yes, beautiful product. Brows. I'm gonna say yes to both product, but everything is really depends. Talking about the pencil, it wouldn't work for everyone. If you don't like wax-based pencils, it's definitely not your choice. But it's easy to apply it, easy to blend it. The texture is not that super creamy, and at the same time, it's not that super firm. It means that it's gonna be last with you for a while, because sometimes when you buy a super creamy eyebrow pencil, it disappears within 2 weeks. No, this product is gonna be with you for quite long, and it's quite long lasting, so it doesn't disappear in 2-3 hours, so everything is okay, and the shade itself is quite nice, especially if you have blonde hair and they are not super warm. It's a mix of something gray, green, and a little bit of yellow, but not a lot. Eyebrow gel, and I'm gonna say yes to this particular product. It's easy to apply it, it separates nicely, it doesn't give you visible white cast, so it looks quite beautiful. Moreover, you can layer it, actually. Take a look. So it means like no issues with fixing, and at the same time you can move your brows and you don't feel any stickiness, I would say. So I like it, but if you have lots of hair and they are quite firm, probably in your particular case, it's better to use a glue from Maybelline or NYX, because from this side, I would say that the products from Maybelline and NYX are stronger, but this guy is definitely quite strong as well. I like it. It looks quite beautiful. And the last product for today is a setting spray. Well, at some point I can say yes, because it works. It definitely works. From the other side, the smell is extremely horrible, and you have a feeling like you sprayed a hairspray all over your face. And by the way, if you spray a hairspray, it also would work as a setting spray. In many cases, it works. It definitely works, and the dispenser is extremely nice. So Yes, at that stage. If we talk about the wear test I didn't have any particular issues. If we talk about eyeshadows, they are perfect. They don't fade during the day. If we talk about single eyeshadow, it doesn't fall off, so everything is okay. No issues with the foundation, makeup powder, the concealer, sorry. And only there is one slight issue with the lip liner from NYX. It may appear as a line if you use it with a lip gloss, especially. If you use it with lipstick, no issues. But with a lip gloss, it may appear as a line. And that's it. So let me know down below what do you think about this product and have you already tried them or no. If you like this video, please don't forget to put a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I wish you a pleasant day and hope you enjoyed this video. See you soon!